as we're getting ready to start in just a moment, please, two things. Please make sure that you are in the English or Russian channel as shown on the screen. You should see the translation tab on your lower panel. So please select either English if you are an English speaker or Russian if you will be listening in Russian. And looks like most of you have done it, but if you haven't, please make sure that your name appears as your first name and your last name. That will help us throughout the session as we're assigning you to breakout groups or interacting with you otherwise. So please take a moment. You should be able to do it by clicking on the 3 dots near your name and changing your name. All right, wonderful. Looks like people are joining. Literally just 1 more minute and we're going live.
Hello.
Hello. Wonderful to see many of you on cameras. If possible at all, we would really appreciate if you have your cameras on. That'll give us an opportunity to at least virtually see you, which is great. Right. Well, let me share my screen. Again, just to make sure, please either join a Russian or an English channel in order to be able to hear our translators. And take a moment to change your name the way it appears on the screen, please. All right. Well, welcome, dear Special Olympics Europe Eurasia Leadership Academy participants. My name is Svetlana Fenichel, and I'm extremely excited to be studying on this Leadership Academy journey with you. I have to say that Europe Eurasia as a region is definitely has a special place in my heart. I myself was born in Belarus, and working with all of you is a real pleasure and a real honor. Today, I want to welcome all of you. We have such a wonderful representation from different programs in the regions. We have our wonderful athlete leaders joining as the participants of the Academy. We have our dear guest speakers who are here to share some words of wisdom with you, and the advisors, the organizational development staff from Europe Eurasia team. So welcome, everybody. What I want to say here at the beginning is that we have 3 very important objectives for our time today, specifically in these 2 hours that we will spend today together. We, first of all, want to make sure that you're all inspired to start this exciting leadership journey. Second of all, we will spend time outlining for you what have you signed up for, what is in store for you as part of this Leadership Academy journey. And another, a really important objective that we have for today is for you to get to know each other, and for us, for Leadership Academy organizers, to get to know you. So with that, without much further ado, I would like to pass the virtual microphone to our wonderful leader and my great friend, Ian Harper. Ian is the athlete leader from Special Olympics Great Britain and the Sergeant Shriver International Global Messenger. I everybody probably knows that Ian is an amazing, inspiring leader and has a really, really busy schedule, supporting so many different roles in Special Olympics. His most recent high-profile engagement saw him to co-host the Global Youth Leadership Forum in Baku, Azerbaijan. Probably a less known fact about Ian, but in my opinion, a really impressive talent that he has, is that he is spinning the decks as a DJ, a role that has seen him play gigs all over the United Kingdom. So Ian, over to you to lead us through the keynote part of our opening ceremony.
Thank you very much indeed, Lana, for that warm welcome. It's a shame that we won't be doing any spinning today, you know, in terms of decks, but never mind. Anyway, hello everyone, and welcome to our Leadership Academy. Today, it is an enormous pleasure for me to host the opening session of the Special Olympics Europe Eurasia's Leadership Academy. I would like to welcome our magnificent 33 leaders from 24 countries who will be participating in the Academy. So welcome. If you can give everybody a wave, that would be great. We've gone for the wave, not for the clapping, because we don't want poor ears being taken off there because of how loud it is. So since the Academy is about leadership, I would like to offer you a few of my ideas on what a good leader actually is. An effective leader can speak with passion about Special Olympics, and that is the number one important thing to do, particularly when we want people to support the movement. It is important for a leader to be a good team player, so everyone's ideas are heard whilst valuing everyone's contributions. Now, with those words in mind, our first speaker, who I'm about to introduce, needs absolutely no introduction whatsoever, none whatsoever at all. Now, he is our dynamic regional president and managing director. He is also an awesome leader and a champion of inclusion. And he is one of my very good friends from across the channel. There is more passion from this guy than from all the world leaders put together. So could you please give a huge, warm and superb welcome to the one and only Mr. David Evangelista.
Thank you very much, Ian. I'm undeserving, but very grateful for your opening words, and I want to just take the opportunity to congratulate Svetlana, Martha Jo Brasic, my colleague and friend, and everyone on this call who has taken time out of their schedules to build in this very important module on what makes strong community leadership. Nothing, to echo Ian's words, nothing can be more important than being able to speak with demonstrative passion and great conviction as to the need, the urgency of inclusion at this point in time in human history and in our globe and in our world as it stands today. As I look around the world, I can think of nothing more important than pledging oneself to leading a new beginning of sorts. The current COVID pandemic has upturned almost all facets of our lives. What we thought we could anticipate has gone to the wayside. What we thought we could count on has been brought into great question. But one thing has come to fruition, and that is the understanding that despite all social distancing, despite all the restrictions, the anxiety, the disruption, we still have one another. And while I cannot give Ian a big hug as I normally would, and as I cannot convene my team and have them motivate and inspire me as they would, as I cannot engage in my Lions clubs as I always would in person, we all meet here. And this is, while not ideal for what we would like, it does offer us a much needed connectivity at a time when social isolation has just devastated so many. And I want to take the opportunity quickly in the spirit of that to thank not only Skillsoft, but one of our longest standing partners across the world, dedicated to inclusion through service, Lions Clubs International Foundation, which has been with this movement for 20 years, pledging themselves to civic leadership, to the ideals of service, and really the simple but profound truth that comes when you extend your hand of friendship to somebody in need. Nothing speaks to the ideals of Lionism more than friendship, solidarity, and support. And so I'm thrilled to know that Lions Clubs International Foundation and some of their most prolific leaders will also provide keynotes on this call. Skillsoft, as a new partner, has been incredibly generous in their support to our leadership academies. And we look forward to demonstrating how valuable a partner we are in the years to come. And I know with the leadership of Lana and Martha Jo and many others, I'm very confident in that quest. But lastly, I'll leave you with this. When we look across the world, whether we're looking, whether this is a platform in Denmark, whether it's a platform coming all the way from Siberia, whether we're looking to build leadership as it relates to our early childhood development programming, or if it relates to our Unified with Refugee programs. I believe that it is incumbent upon us to ensure that we offer every bit of support, every bit of technical assistance, and every bit of passion that we can. The world is looking to movements like Special Olympics to answer the call to action at a time when the world is fractured with anxiety, fear, and division. And more importantly, the world is yearning for a new beginning. We see in some countries this is taking root, but we're hopeful that we can believe that there is indeed light at the end of this tunnel. I should also mention that a big part of that light, not only with respect to leadership academies, but with respect to so much of the work we do, in fact, with Lions, our families work, our early childhood work, all of our community-based education work is brought to life in large part by our colleague, leader, and friend, Mo Clark, who I know is on this call. Mo Clark residing in Portugal, but truly a global remit. And I'm very grateful for Mo for all of her support. And speaking of someone, Ian, who needs no introduction. So with all of that, I say thank you for being here. Your presence represents a definitive step forward in our quest to create a world of inclusion. Your engagement and your commitment speaks volumes to the passion you hold. And our convening represents the most important that this movement and our partners can have. With leadership, so much can follow. And so on behalf of all of us at Special Olympics Europe Eurasia, on behalf of our athlete leadership team and council, and me personally, I say pasiba, tante grazie, efharisto pouli, merci beaucoup, muchísimas gracias. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David. And I am sure your words will be remembered by us all here today. So thank you for that warm speech. Now it's time. Now it is my great pleasure to welcome our special guest speaker today, which is Aruna Abhay Oswal. Director Oswal has had a distinguished career in the Lions Clubs International, including as past international director. She is a trustee of the Lions Club International Foundation and founder of the Aruna Abhay Oswal Trust. Director Oswal, with all of your professional and community experience, can you tell us what you think makes a good leader? Welcome, Director Oswal.
Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you, Director Oswald. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Ian Harper, for introducing me. And it is a great opportunity for me today to be here with each one of you. I would like to really thank David Evelingsta for giving me the opportunity today to just represent my association with Special Olympics International and my passion towards it and how it came into existence, so that we thought of partnering with Special Olympics International, with LCIF, our Lions Club International Foundation. But I would like to really congratulate and compliment the initiative taken by this Leadership Academy Eurasia. So it will go a long way, I understand, because you have a great leadership around you. And so many countries have joined today. And I'm sure that definitely we will take something back with us when we finish this program. But I would like to say something about my passion and compassion, how I got involved, what was the basic idea behind it, and how I was motivated by David, Rebecca, and the team of International Foundation also. So to my mind, Special Olympics is no doubt the biggest change maker contributing to the transformation of social attitude towards intellectual disability by bringing in awareness, sensitivity through unified sports, cultivating joy, courage, dignity in the lives of special athletes and their families around the world. After thinking of these lines, we thought of involving ourselves to this very, very beautiful program of Mission Inclusion. But how we were inspired, I would like to just share a little journey of that, of Mr. Abhay Oswal's journey. He wanted to do something for the humanity and how we entered into Special Olympics International. The Paradip Odisha cyclone, as we all know, in 1999 was a change maker for Mr. Abhay Oswal because he was there on that fateful night. It changed my perspective forever while admiring and supporting my husband closely in his philanthropic endeavors. And being myself a lion for many years, I had a strong inclination towards serving people, but I watched humans and animals coexist when I visited that site of Odisha, Paradip. The catastrophe pushed all into a struggle to survive. By God's grace, Mr. Oswal was fine. He was in a safe place, but the calamity that unfolded before us brought within me a resolve along with the heart-piercing pain. From that day onwards, Aruna Abhay Oswal Trust came into existence. Years passed and I worked furiously in multiple areas like helping women, children, education, overall in causes which supported and drove to improve the lives of the underprivileged. In 2013, once again, opened a new chapter in my life as I came face to face with Special Olympics through my conversation with David. The hero of this program, I call him a hero because he was the only person who inculcated in us that passion to come forward to help these children who are with disabilities. And the Lions Club International Convention, which was held in Hamburg at that time, the project Mission Inclusion, which was launched in 2017 in India, in reality, a spark lit up back then. Steer my attention towards persons with intellectual disabilities, very often an invisible challenge, a learning disability, formed my vision in 2017. I witnessed few of the Special Olympics initiatives conducted in New Delhi, India. I was also invited at the Special Olympics World Winter Games, which were held in Austria. I saw inclusion and enjoyed a true flavor of a barrier-free environment. It demonstrated joy, a place where everyone was an achiever. I realized that this is the objective of any social cause taken up. To bring a smile on someone's face, tough to achieve, but bringing an unimagining sense of accomplishment with it. My husband's passion to bring a smile on someone's face ignited in me an extraordinary compassion, supported monumentally by Lions Club International Foundation and Aruna Abhay Oswal Trust. Special Olympics movement all converged to shape my ambition and momentum. How sports could help achieve this was visible at this event, at the Unified Cup Chicago 2018, and at the Abu Dhabi Games, World Games in 2019, all of which brought me closer to the athletes and to Special Olympics in spirit and content. Mission inclusion is a commitment to bring out results. It will take time, but I can see and feel a change taking over. Special Olympics providing to the athletes what they rightfully deserve. The recognition to the athletes is for the talent lying deep in them, and every one of them really needs it, deserve it. Something that would have died unexplored otherwise. With sports and health going hand in hand, we felt it was extremely urgent to medically screen them, to prevent any health issues standing in their path of success, and thought that reaching out to their parents would complete the circle. Of course, unified sports opened the doors for everyone to come and join them on the sports ground and sport fields. And all this naturally fell within the preview of the project. But these few years of implementation of this project have only sparked a beginning. A long journey awaits all of us. It's a long journey which we are going through. Need of the hour is for the Leos. Very important, the Leos to get more active. The Leos want to, and I know that the youth can do wonders. The seniors have to support and empower them. We need to activate all the districts and plan an activation strategy of having the Leos all over to play unified. The change begins from there. We have the stage set for us. The government recognizes the importance of inclusion, opening its support to sports and beyond. The confidence and exposure which sports brings to the persons with and without intellectual disabilities needs to be nurtured further to integrate the athletes in the society through education, vocation, employment, and that is, I call inclusion. And inclusion is always conclusion. Till they don't engage with athletes, how will they learn what we have learned from them? I was invited to march with a team at the Austria Games. Beautiful experience. It was raining, it was snowing. According to me, the weather was harsh and it was chaotic, but nothing deterred the athletes from marching on. For them, it was something that had to be achieved that day. No matter what, it was an occasion they had been waiting for a long time. They looked so much like us. The delight on their faces, the excitement and the energy generated by them just took over all my doubts. The athletes ignited a spirit in me. They empowered me and I marched along with them. I have a very beautiful story to share for these beautiful children. You know, they are very united. You all must have heard the name of Ubuntu. This is about those children who are physically challenged and who are differently abled. They were going for a race. 5-6 children were having a race in their compound. And the child who was just at the back, he just fell down. One child from them. The child who was in the first row, who was going to become first, he just looked back. When he looked back, all the other children who were after him also looked back. And when they saw that their friend, their colleague who was running, he can't get up, he has fell down, they all forgot about the race, forgot about their prizes. They just turned back themselves and tried to reach to him. And once they reached to him, they took him up and with holded hands, they crossed the winning line. This is the beauty of these children. They are so united, they are so passionate, they are so compassionate. And I'm so happy for giving our trust, Aruna Goswal Trust, the opportunity to have a feeling of that. You know, I was representing as an ambassador for SOB, Special Olympics Bharat India. And in these 3 years of experience was magnanimous. I can't explain in words. I can feel it. And I think that was the passion which came and ignited me also, gave me so much of light to look into these children's lives, how they enjoy, how they can become self-sufficient. So friends, I have a lot to say, but I know there's a limit of time, but I would like to congratulate the opening, the upcoming, this academy, which you have thought of, and I'm sure it will definitely get success as you all are passionate. And we have so many passionate leaders, and our LCIF, our foundation is so strong. Whatever they are doing since 20 years, and I think it is a long journey, and we need to look into it, and we need to support these children to come up in their lives. The goal which they want to reach, we need to help them out. Thank you very much, David. Thank you all the leadership. Thank you, Jan, for giving me the opportunity. In the end, I can only conclude with this beautiful quote. It will not matter what my bank account was or is. It will not matter what my bank account is, the sort of house I lived in, or the kind of a car I drove. But the word may be different because I was important in the life of a child. Thank you very much. Let us make a difference to these children, and together we can. I believe in that. Yes, we can. Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity.
Wow.
Namaskar. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, past International Director Aruna. Ian, I'm going to take over just for a moment and say, past International Director Trustee Aruna, once again, your passion, your authentic pioneering spirit has come through. I knew that this initial European Academy needed a powerful speaker to set the tone, and you have been, as usual, the voice that puts us on the road of motivation, inspiration, and action. I want to share with all of the attendees, Mrs. Aruna Oswal is a stalwart supporter of Special Olympics movement, not only in her home country of India, but around the world. She has been a tremendous supporter of ours in encouraging other Lions clubs around the world to answer the call to action from Kenya to Central Asia to Latin America to the Caribbean and well beyond. Mrs. Oswal is a true champion of inclusion, and I encourage all of you as a legacy of this academy to reach out to us in Europe, Eurasia, or reach out directly to the Lions clubs in your country. Through service, everything is possible. Mrs. Oswal is a shining example of that. PID trustee Aruna, namaste. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much.
Ian, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Director Oswal, for those inspirational words that we will keep in mind as we explore the many aspects of leadership. Director Oswal and David, thank you so much for joining us here today. We are very grateful to have you both here. And my final piece of advice before I hand back to the glamorous Svetlana from Belarus, who will be taking over the rest of the session, is from one athlete leader to another. I wish all the participants who are taking part in this session good luck. I hope you enjoy the Academy session, and I hope to see many of you in the near future when we are post-COVID free to do great leadership jobs, not just in your great countries, but also in Europe, Eurasia, and worldwide. So I wish you all good luck. Now I shall hand you back to the glamorous Svetlana, who will take over the MC for the rest of the Academy. Thank you all so much indeed.
Wow, Ian. Wow, David and Director Aruna. Thank you so much. I mean, it's difficult. You've set the bar so high now to follow your steps. Really, really appreciate your welcoming words, your words of inspiration. And I really, really loved what you've all said, that we have a big mission ahead of us. There's a lot of work to be done, but I think we all bring the passion that it requires, that it takes to be successful. And I have absolutely no doubt that the leaders who are embarking on their leadership journey today will absolutely bring results and will translate whatever learning we're giving them, whatever learning you have just given them, into the action to benefit our athletes around the world. So thank you so much. I know that you all have really busy schedules, and David and Director Aruna and Ian, once again, thank you so much for your time. I cannot be greedy with your time, so please feel free to jump off at any point or stick with us, stay with us. That would be an honor. But we will continue, just in the interest of time. We will move into less inspiring but equally important section of this academy, where I will walk our participants through what is in store for them. I really appreciate that we have our advisors, again, the OD staff. We want you to stay for this session, for this section of the session, so that you understand and can support our participants in the future. So again, thanks so much. I will share my screen. Just give me one moment. So as I want to start as we're transitioning into explaining. So Leadership Academy, what is it all about? Why Leadership Academy? I want to start with the why. And I really want to connect our Leadership Academy to our new strategic plan. Leadership Academy has been in existence for now about 8 years, thanks to the support of Lions Club, of Percipio, of many other contributors, of the individuals who have contributed their time. And from the very beginning, Academy was formed to serve a specific purpose. And the purpose of this Academy has continued through multiple strategic plans. It was very well outlined in the previous strategic plan, and in this current one, it sits within the Drive Excellence enabler of our strategic plan. And within that, our big goal within that Drive Excellence enabler, what we're trying to achieve is to make sure that the leaders around the world are diverse, are equipped with knowledge necessary to be great leaders, and that we have strong boards. So all of that, as well as the unified leadership component, which will also be part of the Academy. Some of those objectives Academy directly contributes to, others there's more of an indirect impact, but all in all, again, it all ties to our bigger picture, to the strategic plan and ultimately the mission of the Special Olympics. So now if we zoom in specifically on the Academy, so the framework for the Academy journey is such that we have actually developed 3 distinct parts of the Academy known as Leader 1, Leader 2, and Leader 3. So all of you today are studying the journey of Leader 1. And the overall theme for Leader 1 is leading myself, leading ourselves. Leader 2 focuses more on leading others and has topics that contribute to or help develop skills around leading others. Then transition into Leader 3, which is all about leading the organization, leading Special Olympics, with a big emphasis on sustainability. I really hope that all of you that are joining today will continue throughout all 3 steps, and with Leadership Academy team continuously thinking about even additional engagement. So we are in the active planning of the Leader 4. So there's really a lot of opportunities to learn if that's of interest. One thing to notice, I'm very proudly right there next to our great supporters, Lions Club's International Foundation and the Skills of Percipio, also outlined some of the awards that Leadership Academy has been recognized with over the last few years. There's a really prestigious awards in the field of leadership development and human resources. And the reason why is because by design, Academy has elements of, it's built on adult learning principles. It's built on the idea of inclusion, having our wonderful athlete leaders learning with us, and our leaders without intellectual disabilities learning from them makes us really unique. It's the structure of really relying on partners. We're bringing you top-notch knowledge from the experts in the field. That's another distinct feature of the Leadership Academy. And really bringing the cutting edge content and introducing it in a very interactive format. And I hope that's the experience for you in this virtual journey. So what exactly are the objectives? So I've covered a little bit the why, connected it to our bigger purpose, to our leadership, to our strategic plan. But what are the learning objectives? What are we trying to achieve as a result of the Academy? Well, very specifically, it's a two-way street, because on one side, from the Academy facilitators, from the Academy organizers, our goal is to give you the new mindsets, the new tool sets, new skill sets, all that for you to take that into actions. And I really cannot stress enough to say that every one of you will take something different out of this Academy journey, but it is directly proportionate to what you will get, to what you will give to the Academy learning, right? Some topics may resonate more with some, others with others, and that is all right. But as long as you're open to have that new mindset, to receive the new tools that we will give you, the new skills that we will help you build in the course of the Academy, and then translate that into actions, however small that actions could be, right? It could be, again, a change in the mindset or doing things slightly different. That's already will be a great impact of the Academy, and we thank you in advance for that. Zooming in a little bit further into what is specifically as part of the Leader One, what is that leadership journey? And I really want to position it as a journey, because I don't think about Academy as the set of 6 workshops and an opening and the closing. That's really not what Academy is. There's much more. Academy is, this is only the one phase of the Academy, right? The learning phase. Really, the power of Academy, and we've done academies in all 7 regions of our organization. There's been 20+ workshops that has taken place. Really, the power is in people coming back to the topics that has been discussed, implementing them, again, changing the mindset or making small changes in the way they're doing things. And that all comes in that applying phase of the Academy. So we're currently, actually today's opening webinar is part of the foundation phase. And this is the part where we're setting you up for success. You've received a couple of emails from us, from me and other Academy organizers. We've conducted an athlete leader preparation webinar to make sure that our athlete leaders are contributing to their fullest. We've done sort of an orientation, or at least we informed the advisors, and then Academy opening is today. Over the next 6 weeks, which is the active learning phase, we will have one topic per each week, introducing new content. But in addition to that, we will have action planning. We'll have self-learning opportunities for you. We'll have discussions in the groups and in smaller groups as part of the group coaching. There will be some small prep work, or as it's known as the bite-sized learning. All of that is to create that multifaceted learning environment for you. And then I know you will be on a break for July and August, but then once you're back for the months of September, October, November, and into early December, we will continue engagement. It will not be as, I guess, intensive as for the next 6 weeks, but we will continue probably sending you some material related. Maybe it could be a 2-minute video, or we will invite you for a discussion, or we will post a question in the Teams channel about which I will cover in just a little bit. So there will be some smaller interactions with you, and that's at least the hope, where again, we will continue applying that learning. And that will be an opportunity for you to already change the ways that maybe implement some smaller changes based on what you will learn in the next 6 weeks. And then our hope is to have a graduation webinar for Leader One sometimes in early December, in the course of which we will share about our journey, you will share about each of yours experiences and what really stuck with you, what really inspired you, what really made the change for you. So this slide really is just reiterating what I've just said. And I want you to take this idea that the actual content, so the webinars, right, the 2-hour webinars that we will be studying and leading every Wednesday, starting from this coming Wednesday for the next 6 weeks, is really just a seed, right? It's the seed of the knowledge that we will be giving you. It's the theoretical part, even though it is very interactive and very practical. But it's those other elements that will determine what type of results, what type of crops, if you will get out of that seed, right? Will it be a flower, or will it be some kind of a smaller plant? Because there are some other elements, just like the seed requires the soil and the pot and the water and the sunshine and the air and all of those elements. Similarly, in your leadership journey, there are those other components such as action planning. How are you translating what you've learned into small steps, small action steps? It's your active participation. Are you able to take to really be fully present for those 2 hours of the learning? Are you finding a couple of minutes of your busy time? Absolutely, I know it's a challenge, but to interact with your peer leaders, or answer the question, or devote a couple of minutes to watch a video as part of the self-learning. So all of those elements, again, will determine what your individual outcome for this Leadership Academy will be. So now more specifically on the topics, as I've mentioned already, Leader 1 is all about leading yourself, with the idea of Leader 2 then being about leading others. And again, I hope that all of you will join us, and who knows, we'll hope that maybe in the future it will be back to an in-person interaction. But so as part of the Leader 1, there's so many different theories, so many different directions for leadership. But with the help of experts and building on the experience of the Academy, as I said, we're now on about 7th year of the Academy, so there's a lot of knowledge that has been built. We have selected 6 topics, all of which are linking to the overall leading yourself theme. And those topics are growth mindset. We'll start this Wednesday, helping you to understand that really it's in your power, and it's really about how you look at things that determine your success as a leader. We'll then move into understanding better your leadership brand as a Special Olympics leader, and we'll have a really interactive session about unified leadership. I know it's probably not the first time that you will be hearing about it, but we will build on that knowledge. We then will transition into understanding your leadership role. And certainly, again, there is a lot of theories we could have chosen from, but we offer this very practical, based on research, backed up by a lot of knowledge, 5 practices of exemplary leadership topic that'll help you, that'll give you practical tools on what does it mean to be a great leader, right? We then will transition into understanding that new environment, our new work environment has changed. We're now working in a much faster pace with many more stakeholders, with many more people that we're engaging on a daily basis, and many more tasks that we have on our plates. That new environment requires a different approach to leadership. We can no longer be transactional leadership, only focusing on getting things done, completing things. We really need to be transitioning into being transformational leaders, as well as network leaders, building partnerships and thinking about ways that we can do business differently. The next topic will be around getting things done. It's a world-renowned methodology that is very practical. It'll just give you a practical toolkit, really, for how to better organize your days and how to be more efficient, so that you can be attending to other things that are important. And lastly, we will finish with understanding your behavioral styles. We're very excited. We're partnering with Ken Blanchard's companies, which is, again, top-notch well-known company that is offering their support to this Leadership Academy. And this last topic will be not only looking at understanding your own style as a leader, but also then thinking about how that understanding can translate into understanding other people's styles. And that's a good link, kind of a bridge into then Leader 2, which is all about leading others. So these are some exciting topics. I hope you're excited about them as well. In addition to the sessions, to the topics, we're also really excited through our partnership with the ICF. It's an international coaching federation, and I'm not talking about football coach. I'm talking about leadership coaches. These are licensed, very experienced professional leadership coaches that will be helping you in small groups. We're looking at having around 4 groups, I think, for this cohort, where you will get an opportunity over the 3 mandatory, and we're introducing the 4th session, which would be up to you if you'd like to attend. But over this 4 sessions, the professional coaches in small group settings will help you further understand the topics that you will cover over the next 6 weeks, probably with the focus on some specific topics. So definitely encourage you to take on this opportunity. It's a great way to help those coaches to really help you maximize your potential as a leader, and better understand how you translate those topics into the action. So there will be, just quickly on that, there will be more on that. We will be scheduling, we'll probably have all 4 groups going at the same time. Just logistically, it would be much easier. We will have a Russian-speaking coach, and then we'll have 3 other English-speaking groups. And the coaches are, most of them actually based in Europe, Eurasia region. So the time zone should be a little bit easier. So be on the lookout. Our first session is scheduled in 3 weeks from now. So after we cover the 3rd topic, that week we will look to introduce the first coaching session. So there'll be more on that. Lastly, needless to say, it was, of course, an adjustment. It was a bit of a challenge at the beginning. How do we translate what we typically would do in an in-person setting as a part of a 3-day webinar, or I'm sorry, a 3-day workshop, in-person workshop? How do we take that and then translate that into the virtual environment? But we luckily are not the first ones going virtual. There's already quite a lot of learning out there that we were able to tap into, and to better understand what structure can we give to our academy to at least try to replicate that similar experience of an in-person. Of course, it's going to be different. I realize that, but there are some advantages to virtual as well. So we will focus on that. We will look at it from the positive end. And another component that really helps us big time is that the technology is out there. There is technology that will help us, again, replicate as much as possible that in-person feel, right? And achieve similar results, similar outcomes. Our main platform will be Zoom. So you already all, hopefully all of you are here on Zoom and had no issues joining. Again, hopefully everything works from the translation perspective, right? So we're able to, thanks to our wonderful interpreters, to have the live simultaneous translation. So we'll continue, again, that'll be our main platform. You will be using the same exact link that you've used to log in today. You'll be using that for the rest of the sessions, just so that it's easy. So again, if you can copy it, have it somewhere handy, it'll be the same link. For the purpose of the group discussions, we will ask you, if you're not already on Microsoft Teams, there is a way to log in to sign up for free. And you really, all you need is just to have it enabled. There's a great app. So you can have it on your phone, on your mobile, or on your desktop, as long as you have the notifications enabled, because Microsoft Teams is where we will be posting the questions, probably using it for any quick communications, the reminders, and we really hope that you can at least once a week check in and kind of participate in that group discussion, because we want you to also build to learn from each other. It's such an important, you all are great leaders, you all bring a lot of knowledge, and we want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to learn from each other. So just to give us a sense of where are we with the Microsoft Teams, and I know I've been talking for quite a while now. Could you quickly just give us an idea of how many of you already are using Microsoft Teams, and how many, and if not, that's fine. Just let me give it 1 second. Okay, wonderful. But 68 participants and oh, wonderful. Okay, I'd say, okay, that sounds good. I'm going to end right now. And great news. So you're all very well equipped already. So about 75%, 74% of you are already on Teams. We still have a quarter of you who will, you know, if you need any help, that's fine. We will help you set it up. I've shared in the email yesterday, I've shared a link where you can sign up. We will absolutely send another email summarizing everything that is being covered today. So no worries. And in addition to that, tomorrow, I'll talk about it at the end of the session, but tomorrow I'll be offering Leadership Academy office hours, and that could be your opportunity. It's just an hour. You can join in anytime within that hour, and I can help with the technology, setting up Teams or any other support that you may need. Okay, so that's great. At least 75% of you will have no excuses. We also, it's wonderful because Teams has a pretty robust translation function. So our hope is that we will be able to include our Russian speakers in the same kind of group, in the same team that we will form. But we will monitor that. If it doesn't work very well, we can have then a separate one that I will help monitor. So back to some technology academy platforms that we have. Another sort of treat it as your bulletin, so to speak, where you can really find all of the information pertaining to the academy, and that is the Smartsheet dashboard. I've shared it again in the email. I will reshare it for sure. I would encourage you to bookmark it so that you can easily access it. It looks, let me quickly demo it for you. It looks like this. It might be a slightly different view for you, but overall it should be exactly the same. And so as part of this dashboard, it's dynamic, so it allows me to populate the information as it becomes available. The idea is here at the very start, you can see what's next, right? So in our case, I didn't update it, but once we're finished here, you will see that the next session, which is on May 19th, will be there. We will then, you will also see if there's any prep, any kind of quick homework that we have for you in preparation for the session. You can find it right here up on the very top. Next session is the elements of the platforms that I'm walking you through right now. So that's all linked. If you click on the live session, that'll open the Zoom link right away. Microsoft Teams will link you to that page that explains how to download Microsoft Teams. You can learn a little bit about the group coaching and the Percipio, about which I will talk next, also linked to that Percipio platform. You can download the full agenda right here. And again, this is just the overview. That's our schedule for the, as the sessions become confirmed, we will be posting them further. But right now you can see here the kickoff webinar, the 6 sessions, and then the closing webinar, again, link. You can see who is the facilitator and the time. Every kind of session materials to avoid, I know you have your busy, really busy inboxes. So in order to avoid kind of the back and forth, sharing the recordings, sharing the material, this is where we will be posting all of the material as it becomes available. So the PowerPoints, the workbooks, once we get the recordings, that will be here. And we're translating the material, so Russian and English material will be here. Again, it will become available as we get them finalized, because we're working with external experts. As you can understand, a lot of them are working with us pro bono. So in that case, we kind of have to really adjust to them. And sometimes, we don't get the material that far in advance. But as soon as it becomes available, we will post it here. So that could be your one-stop shop. If you want to learn a bit more about the presenters, the facilitators, you feel free to click. There are links to their LinkedIn pages if you want to connect. Pretty much all of them are open to connecting with you. So this is your opportunity to, again, to learn more. Some of them who don't have LinkedIn profiles, you can see bios. And then a page on the sponsor. So if there's some, again, just bookmark this. This will be easy, constantly updated page that we can use as our bulletin for the Academy. All right. Now I'll stop here and pass it to our next guest speaker. Is a really important component of the Academy is the self-learning. And we're absolutely privileged to have been partnered with Skillsoft Percipio that have been absolutely amazing supporters for the Academy from the very beginning. It's a wonderful platform that has access, that our leaders have access to. And it is a library of learning material. There are videos, there are books, there are book summaries, you name it. Absolutely myriads of different great material, and you as participants of the Academy have access to that. It could be overwhelming at first, so we've created a small self-paced learning course that supports each topic that we cover each week, right? It'll become a little bit more clear as we demo for you the Percipio, and that's what we're going to do next. I'm just going to check and make sure that a dear friend Sarah is here with us. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Sarah. Do we have Sarah with us? Perhaps. I don't see her yet joined. Anyway, well, we will go ahead, because I will demonstrate for you. I'll talk then a little bit about Percipio, as Sarah is supposed to join shortly. Again, back to Percipio. What we have for you is after we finish today, I think it's actually towards the evening today, you should receive an email, and that email will have the instructions for how to sign up for Percipio. It should be pretty self-explanatory. I will put in the email follow-up to this session some instructions about what are we doing and how to log in. But you will receive, it probably will come from Inc. Which stands for our Special Olympics Inc. But anyway, you will get the instructions on how to log in, and once you log in, you will be right there in front of you. You will see the invitation to participate in this course. Our advice is that you take one element of it each week, because each element is tied to the topic that we're covering that week. You can do it pre-Wednesday, pre the live session, or post. It's really up to you. These are just some boosts, as they're known, learning boosts that will help you, again, better understand the material that we have. So why don't we, since I will check in with Sarah, there might be a technical challenge, but why don't we now move to our next session, which I know I've been talking for a while, and it's time for us to actually hear from you a little bit more. So it's my pleasure, and then we can come back to Percipio. It's my pleasure to then pass this, again, virtual mic to Brian. Brian Washburn has been a great supporter of this academy, doing a lot on the back end and making sure that all our sessions are interactive and fun. So Brian, maybe a few words about yourself, and then please lead us through the next session.
Yeah, thank you, Lana. My name is Brian Washburn, and I'm with a company called Endurance Learning. We've been working with Lana and the team just in terms of helping to make the virtual version of this program a reality. And as we get started here, there's a couple of things that I'm going to do. The first is I'm going to give you all an opportunity to take yourselves off of mute and share a little bit about who you are using those 6-word biographies. So I know that Lana has sent out several notes in advance of this session, which is how you got the information to connect here. So I know that you've seen those if you're here. And I'm just going to give everybody one last heads up that in like 30 seconds, I'm going to just ask each person to take themselves off mute, introduce themselves with their name, where they're from, and a way to introduce yourself using exactly 6 words. So if you hadn't prepared that in advance of today's session, you have been warned. So you might want to just take a quick moment and think about a 6-word sentence that you could use to introduce yourself. That said, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of share my screen here. And so hopefully you're able to see my slides now. I'm just going to ask you when you're called upon, and in just a second, I'm going to actually replace this slide with a document that has the names of everybody who was on the roster for this program. Over the past hour, my colleague Lauren Westcott, who's also here, and I have been going through the roster and also trying to compare it with who's actually on this call. And so anytime that we start to turn control over to participants to speak, things don't always go as smoothly as planned. And so we're seeing some names that were not appearing on the roster. So you might not see your name on this this sheet that I will be showing. And if that's the case, don't panic. We'll have a little bit of time at the end just to add a few names to the sheet. And we'll also see some names of people who are actually not present for whatever reason today. And so we'll, if there's too big of a pregnant pause, too big of a gap between when the name is called and that person speaking, then we'll just go ahead and go on to the next person because we don't have a ton of time. But we do want to give everybody, you've all been very patient for the past hour listening to us. Now we want to kind of turn it over to you all to speak here for just a moment or two. And so let me put up a different document here on the screen. And we're just going to ask you to share, again, your name, where in the world you're joining us from, and then your 6-word biography. I will do my best to pronounce names. I apologize in advance if I don't do a very good job. And please do correct me and go ahead and share your name so that we get the pronunciation.
Hello.
So,
Меня слышно? Да? Yes?
Yep.
Хорошо. Егор Лебедев, генеральный директор Специальной Олимпиады России. Очень рад и благодарен, что меня позвали на данное обучение. И хочу себя характеризовать: сильный, надежный лидер, добивающий поставленной цели.
Perfect. And that's exactly, thank you, Yor. That's exactly the kind of, that's a great example of what we're looking for here. So name, where you're from, 6-word biography, and I'll try to capture it here. And then we can send this around to folks because I know that in one session, you're not going to memorize who all is here, but this will give us an idea of who's here. And so why don't we go on to the next name that is on the list.
I believe they hopped off, Brian.
Oh, okay. So we can go on. I don't know if Galina is here. Abdulo, Hannah, Vitai. I think Gerald would be the next person who's here. Gerald, will you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, great. Can you hear me all?
Yep.
I am Gerald. I am presently living in Italy. And I live by faith and determination are my 6 words for the biography.
Can you say that again?
I live by faith and determination.
I love that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let me go to Ilse.
Hi, my name is Ilse. I am in Austria based, and my 6-word biography would be forever curious, to wonder and explore. Wonder with an A.
Wander and explore. Thank you, and thank you for correcting me as I try to capture everything in type, which is not always my strong suit, multitasking here. Why don't we, thank you, Ilse. Why don't we go to Isam?
Hi, sorry, I don't have my camera on because I'm at the airport, so I'm wearing a mask. It's a gem, and I am from Istanbul, Turkey, and I chase to get things done.
Did you say I try to get things done?
No, I said I chase to get things done. I have a follow-up queen how do you say it, like a title?
Chase.
I chase, like follow up. I follow up to get things done.
I gotcha. I think any good leader has to chase. Christabel.
Hi. So I'm Christabel. I'm from Malta, a small island near Italy. And my 6-word biography: determination is the key to success.
Thank you. It helps if I can spell. How about Federico?
Life change, we are big, Beckham, brave.
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna ask you to repeat that. I was trying to do 3 things at once here. Could you repeat that just one more time, Federico? And maybe take yourself off of mute.
Maybe Federico's mentor, if we can help, if we can ask for help. Could you type up, please? We can move to the next participant, but would you mind typing up in the chat?
That would help. Yeah.
Sorry, guys, can I help? I'm Federico's mentor.
Good.
Sorry being late. Federico wanted to say, life changed when I became brave.
Thank you.
No worries.
Alberto.
So I'm from Italy, and my quote is, my mistakes do not define myself, do not define me.
I love that. Thank you. Mette.
Yes, hello. I'm Mette, and I'm National Director of Special Olympics Norway. My 6-word bio is athletes, sport, and well-being in focus.
Love it. It's so tough to just kind of boil it all down to 6 words, but people are doing such a great job with this. Thank you so much. I don't know if Jemima's here or Colin.
Yeah,
we can go ahead.
Yeah, Colin's here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Colin, awesome.
Yeah, I'm Colin Kenny. I'm from the SOE region. My biography is never give up.
You economize. You did it in half.
Don't even go as far as 6. Yeah.
It's perfect. Thank you, Colin. Why don't we go to Jenny?
Hi, I'm Jenny. I'm located in Netherlands, and my 6 words are: my instincts lead my life actions.
Love it. Thank you so much. Bjorn.
Hi, my name is Björn. I'm located in Berlin, Germany. And my 6th word would be, I listen to learn to act.
I love that. Listening is such an important piece to leadership. Let's go to Sladana.
Hello, my name is Sladana, that's okay. I'm from Croatia, and my six words are, I work to benefit SO athletes.
People have done such a good job with these 6 words. I had no idea what actually was going to come out of this, and these are such good. It's even better when I can spell it. And again, I apologize for the poor pronunciation of names. Thank you. Beatrice.
Hello, my name is Beatrice. I'm from Romania. I'm 25 years old. I'm brave, reliable, and faithful.
What was the last one? Brave, reliable, and?
I'm brave, reliable, and faithful.
I didn't catch, did somebody catch that last word?
Faithful.
Faithful. Thank you. I love that. And that's a really important word. So thank you for the clarification. Stefan.
Yes. Hi, everybody. I'm really grateful to be here today with Beatrice, my partner. I'm from Romania too, and my 6 words are I work hard for my goals.
These are so good. Viva.
Viva. I'm from Lithuania, and my words are always find a way.
I appreciate those who can do it in even fewer than 6 words. I would take, I always struggle with 6 words, and people have done such a good job with this. Laura.
Thanks, Brian. Hi, everyone. I'm Laura Baxter. I'm located in Scotland and part of Special Olympics Great Britain. My 6 words are emotionally intelligent mother, wife, and leader.
Thank you, Laura. I don't know if Iofi's on. We can go to Toby.
Yeah, no, sorry, Aoife's not on today. She won't be on this call.
So mine are optimist, change believer, committed, creating opportunities.
Is this,
Did
I capture it correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Joe.
Joe, yes.
Hi, I'm Joe McDade. I'm from Ireland, and my 6 words are passionate about empowering others to lead.
I think you're in the right place.
Learn myself first.
Thank you, Joe. How about Lieven?
Hi, I'm Lieven de Groos. I'm in charge of Special Olympics Luxembourg, and my 6 words are listening and observing facilitate my decisions.
And I think these are great. In just a few minutes, we're going to do an activity where we're going to ask people to kind of take a look at some quotes that resonated for them when it came to leadership. And some of these, I think, are going to also resonate with folks when it comes to leadership. You know, the idea of listening, observing, things like that. Thank you, Lieven. Is Rade here? How about Jan? Go to Gonzalo.
Hi all, this is Gonzalo. I come from Spain, and my 6 words wasn't easy. I tell you, I came out with teamwork as the basis for success.
Thank you, Valia.
Hello everyone, I'm Valia. I am based currently in Athens, Greece, and My 6-word biography would be, I believe in team effort.
Perfect. How about Elad?
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. I'm Elad Saban and I'm 30 years old and I'm athlete representative of Special Olympics Israel. Before I say the words, I can say I wish Sharon and Gon was here, but they have a business, so they called it being here today. And from here, for my 6 words, I want to be leader to make an inclusion bigger than ever.
Awesome, thank you. And I think that you may have said it is, I don't know if Sharon is here.
Thank you very much.
Or Gon.
Sharon Gon does unfortunately, sadly, is not here today, but
Okay.
I'm sure, and they will be here. We'll be here and the next sessions.
Perfect, thank you. Jörg.
Yeah, hello everybody. I'm Jörg Hoffmann. I'm located in Austria, and my 6 words biography is I am a very impatient person.
Well, I hope that you're able to make it through this so that we can go ahead and jump in. I think that being able to listen to each person is helpful. And sometimes when it comes to leadership, patience is a virtue, and sometimes it goes by the wayside. So thank you, Jörg. How about Natalia?
Hello to everyone. I'm Natalia. I'm joining you from Athens, Greece. And my 6-word biography would look like happy when balance family and job.
That is a tall order, having that balance, but it's really important. How about Veronica?
Hi, my name is Veronica, and I am from the Czech Republic. And my 6 words are, I want to try my limits.
I like it. And I saw a few names that I didn't capture here. So I don't know if there's anybody else who are missing. I can go ahead and add names in here and listen to your biography. So is there anybody else who we haven't heard from? All right. So this is super helpful just in terms of hearing from each person. And again, we're going to just kind of a lot of times when we're in person, if we were all to be together in person, we'd have a lot more opportunity, whether it is during break times or during activities or things like that, where we'd have a chance to get to know each other a little bit more. This is our opportunity just to start to break the ice and get to know each other. And in just a few minutes, almost as if you were going to be in person sitting at tables, we're going to put you into breakout rooms here, and we'll put you into small groups and have you get to know each other a little bit more. That said, before we do that, we did ask you to do a few other pieces of homework, and one of those was just to take a look at what kind of quotes about leadership resonate with you. And what you see on the screen here are a number of different things that you all shared. Over the next few weeks, as Lana outlined, you will be going through a number of different sessions where people kind of talk about different aspects of leadership. But before we even wanted to get into that, we wanted to hear from you in terms of what does leadership even mean? Because we have about 35 people in this program, and you might have 35 different definitions of leadership. And so that's okay. I don't think that there really is one specific definition of leadership, nor is there one aspect of leadership that's going to be meaningful or helpful for everybody here. So that's why we're going to get a chance to be exposed to a number of different concepts about leadership. And in order to do that, in order to go through the rest of this program, Zoom is going to be one of the major platforms that you're going to be interacting with. And so we just wanted to share with people a few of the expectations that we'll have for you all as you're going through this program. One is to make sure that you are able to attend if possible, all of the sessions. The expectation would be all of the sessions, because this is it's not that everybody gets to go through this program. So you being here and being present is something that that is an opportunity for you that other people don't have. And so we do ask that the people, to the fullest extent possible, are attending each of these sessions and then participating, not just logging in, but participating. So Lana did a poll earlier that you had a chance to respond to. We did the 6-word biography activity where you had a little bit of homework. So having that participation is going to be important. And I know it's going to be tempting when you're sitting in front of your computer to look at email, to look at some other things that are happening. We're all busy people. It was even reflected in some of those biographies. And to the fullest extent possible, if you're able to shut down your email for these sessions, if you're able to get into a quiet space, wherever you might be, whether it's office or home, whatever it might be, distraction free, just for these 2 hours or for these hours, however long these sessions are, so that you can be fully present. Because you will, it is a little bit of a cliche to say that you get out of this what you put into it, but it's also meaningful, because if you are able to be fully present, if you are able to participate both in the live webinars and then in some of the assignments between sessions, on discussions on Microsoft Teams, the coaching, the more you're able to take advantage of all of these things, the more you're actually going to be able to leave with this program. When it comes to Zoom, you've seen a number of the features that we're going to be using. So taking yourselves off of mute and sharing information, typing responses into the chat is something else that we're going to be doing here. Breakout rooms, which is basically just putting you into small groups for a discussion, the polling, and then there will also be some time for people to just kind of think and do some individual reflection. And that's actually something I'm going to ask you to do right now, is if you can just take a moment or a few moments and think about, you know, your work situation, or maybe what you're doing just in life, and think about, you know, is there something that you think leadership and having a better handle on leadership can do to help you get through some of the things that are happening at work, or other things like that. If you can think about that, and if you can think of one goal that you have, Lana talked about some of the different topics we're going to be covering. Lana talked about some of the different ways that we're going to be covering those topics. If you can think of one specific goal that you'd like to take away from this leadership program, and go ahead and jot that down. In just a moment or two, we're going to put you into small groups, and you'll be taken out of this large group setting and you'll be put into small groups. And we're going to ask you to introduce yourself to the people that you're with. So you can, again, reiterate your 6-word biography, or you can just share a little bit more about yourself, what your role is, what you're doing right now. And maybe discuss what leadership is to you, what you think it is, and what your goal is. We're going to give you about 10 minutes in your groups to do that. And before you come back, what we'd like you to do is to find somebody from your group who can represent your group and share just real quickly in the large group a little bit about what you talked about. So you're going to be put into your groups. As you can see on the screen, you're going to be asked to share, you know, introduce yourself, share a little bit about what you think about leadership and what your goal is. And then we'll bring you back to the large group after about 10 minutes. Lauren, are we ready to put people in the breakout rooms?
We're ready.
Okay. Well, then we're going to go ahead and put you in breakout rooms, which is going to be a little bit weird. If you've never experienced breakout rooms before, you're going to be sucked out of this particular room. You're going to be put into a room with about, you know, just a handful of other people, maybe 4 or 5 other people, and you'll just have a chance to share. You'll be on mute, so you'll have to take yourself off of mute in order to share. You won't see what you see on the screen right now. It'll just be a separate type of thing. And again, it's going to be, if you were in person, it would be as if you were sitting at a small table and sharing with other people. Let's go ahead and do it, Lauren. And then when people come back, we'll hear how that experience was.
Okay. Okay. Svetlana, would you like to go to the Russian speaking group? There's only one person there. Okay.
Yeah, perfect. I will join.
And then it looks like we have a few people who are still here.
And these are, I believe, the mentors.
Okay.
So they should be okay. But if anybody's left over and you didn't get to a group, please unmute yourself and let me know.
Oh, and Lauren, would you be able to send out a broadcast email that just has the instructions here?
Just the instructions, wonderful. And I know we still have some of our advisors on the call, and I apologize, I meant to actually invite you if you want to stay on, because we do have another speaker coming and we'll cover the procedure, you're welcome to, but otherwise equally feel free to jump off. I know you have busy schedules, and we just wanted you to understand the structure of the Academy. That's the most important. All right, I'm gonna join the Russian speaking group. We'll be right back.
Lana, before you do that, just real quick. So I see that Sarah's here now, and also we need to make sure that we have some time for Rashim. So what time would you like us to finish this before we kind of turn it over maybe to Sarah and then to Rashim?
Super. So yeah, Sarah, I think we can go around. So it's 10:24 right now Eastern. So I'd say about 10:35, right? 10:40, and then about 5 minutes for Sarah. We have about 10 minutes for Rashim, and then I have about a minute closing remarks.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Yep.
I should be quick.
Joe, I see.
Can you hear me okay?
We need to, it's in the, yeah, Sarah.
Okay,
absolutely.
Perfect.
No, it'll be important. All right, I'm gonna go join the Russian speaker. Don't want them to be lonely there. All right, see you in a moment.
Awesome. And Lauren, I'm gonna step away for just a moment to make sure that my 5th grader is ready for school. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So we'll probably bring them back a little bit before 10 minutes here.
Does that mean everyone's all ready for school?
Yes.
What time did you want them back, Brian?
So maybe 7:33.
7:33. Okay. I'm not sure, since this isn't our Zoom room, if there's going to be like a 2-minute countdown or not. So it'll be a fun surprise.
And then we'll do a real quick chat debrief, I think, and then we'll turn it over to Sarah and then Rashim.
Sounds great.
Sounds good, Brian. So quick couple of things. I will get an ability to share this slides off my screen, right?
Let's make you, I can't make you a co-host. So Lauren, you might have to make Rashim. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I will also need the ability to share too, please.
Sure thing.
And then I will go downstairs quickly and grab a cup of hot water because my voice is still my early morning voice. I just woke up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sarah, did you get your co-host permissions? You should have the ability now to screen share. Hopefully.
Sarah, you're on mute.
Sorry, the unmute button became a mute all, and that confused me for a moment. Yeah, I can see the
Things change. Yeah.
I don't use Zoom very often also. So you talk about surprises, everything becomes a surprise for me in Zoom.
Yeah. You want me to give a warning, Brian? 2 minutes or so?
Why don't we give a 2-minute warning now? You know, when I have to get up for early morning calls like this, I'm like, all right, I can do it. Maybe I'll take a nap later. And then I get going and that nap falls by the wayside.
Okay, I gave a 2-minute warning. The thing about the broadcast feature is it like flashes up and then it goes away really quickly. And so people are always like, what did it say?
It twice and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
I thought the 6-word biographies were great.
They did a really good job.
They did.
Okay, you ready?
Let's do it.
Call him back?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. They have 30 seconds, so it looks like.
Looks like we're getting people back from the breakout rooms.
And we have to remind people to go back into English channel, because when you come back, you are in the off automatically.
All right, and I don't know if maybe we experienced a little drop off here, but we're gonna go ahead and get started once again. So before we get started, just to remind people to go back to the English channel or the Russian channel, whichever is going to be your language of preference, just because when you go into a breakout room and you come back, it kind of sometimes resets things. So just to kind of check in with people, now we're not going to be able to hear from everybody, but one of the advantages that virtual meetings have over being in person is that sometimes everybody can talk at once by using the chat. So down in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, you should see, or you should be able to pull up a chat window. And I'd love to just hear from people. First of all, what are some adjectives you'd use to describe being put into breakout rooms? What was that experience like for you? So go ahead and in that chat box down in the bottom right-hand corner, go ahead and share what that was like for you to be put into breakout rooms. I'll give a few moments for people to write their thoughts. And as you're writing those thoughts, I just want to point out that as we go through these virtual sessions, we're going to do our best to keep everyone present. And that means participation. And so one of the ways that we're going to ask you to participate is through the breakout rooms. Another, and through small group discussions. Another is this chat. And so, people are saying, oh, the chat was kind of like speed dating. It was engaging, it's a new experience, but a good experience. And we wanted to do that in this session where it was just kind of fun getting to know you a little bit more, because going forward, when you get put into breakout rooms, you won't have a ton of time. I think a lot of times people think, I wish that we had more time in the breakout rooms, and sometimes it just takes a little getting used to. Some people are saying that they've used it before. Other people are saying, oh, it was a bit confusing, not sure who would lead the discussion. That all takes a little practice. And after you've done it 3, 4, 5 times, which you're probably going to get a chance to over the course of the next several months, then it starts to become natural. And then you get into breakout rooms and people are just like, all right, the questions are this. Let's get into it. So it becomes much more natural. And so the other thing that's going to happen though is that because not everybody could hear what everybody else is talking about, and so again, I'm going to go back to the chat and ask you just to share, what is either a specific goal that you set for yourself or a goal that you thought was interesting that you heard from somebody else. So I'd love, again, just in the chat, if you could type in a goal that you thought is important to yourself or you thought was really interesting that somebody else had, just to get a sampling of what some of these goals were. That will be really helpful. So if you can go ahead and type that into the chat. And as people are talking or people are doing the chat, I'm just looking through some of the comments about the breakout rooms. People said it's stimulating, it was engaging, it was a new experience, but a good experience. It was like speed dating, 10 minutes to get to know goals and motivations. It's great, it helps practicing, it's good discussion. The breakout rooms, a lot of times in the large room, you get to hear about concepts. The breakout rooms are where you really get to talk about and discuss and dive more deeply into those concepts. I'm just looking at some of the goals that people are saying right now that people have submitted, and the idea of getting better, interacting with Special Olympic athletes, balancing and prioritizing, enhancing skills on how to connect with different people, learning from each other. One of the things about leadership is that it's not leadership if you don't have people that are following. So being able to learn and listen from other people is really important. Enhance current leadership journey by learning more about connecting with others. That connection is really important. Very impressed with Igor's goal of taking Special Olympic Russia to new levels of performance and achievements. So I think it's really neat to be able to have our own thoughts and also be able to listen to others. And that's another thing, is when you have a chance to talk, sometimes people share ideas that you never would have thought of. And so that's going to be another kind of element of the breakout rooms. You won't just be listening to the experts speaking, you'll be learning from each other as well. It's about people, and we can learn from each other from different cultures and backgrounds. Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to kind of give the floor back to Lana, because I know that we have several other speakers. But before I do that, I just want to say thank you once again for your active participation, for your willingness to kind of embrace some of these activities, the 6-word biographies, submitting quotes about leadership, and then to be able to be uncomfortable, if that was your first time in breakout rooms, to get to experience the technology a little bit. So I think that this is a good foundation. Lana, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Brian. Wonderful. Thank you for doing such a great job leading us through these introductions. I have absolutely no doubt that we're going to have fun. I can tell the group is super engaged, super active, and that's what it takes to have a wonderful experience. And needless to say, I am absolutely thrilled to one day meet you all, and we absolutely will have to do that. So now we are going to rewind just a little bit, and I'm absolutely thrilled to introduce you to Sarah Campbell, who is the Senior Customer Success Manager at Skillsoft Percipio. Sarah is a great friend of mine and has been a wonderful champion for Special Olympics in general, but specifically for Leadership Academy. And I cannot thank enough Sarah and her colleagues at Skillsoft Percipio for all of the support that you've given us over the years. So Sarah, over to you to walk us through this wonderful learning platform that we have such a privilege to have access to. So over to you. And I want to share this while you're introducing yourself. Here we go. Off to you.
Lovely. A large picture of myself. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Lana. Fabulous. So thank you for the introduction. As Lana mentioned, my name is Sarah Campbell. I'm a Senior Customer Success Manager here at Skillsoft. And at Skillsoft, we believe that everyone has the potential to be amazing. So we've had the honor of training many people in many organizations. In fact, we're a leader in the industry. And we help democratize learning with powerful cloud-based solutions and offering enterprise-wide skills and smarts. Skillsoft is very proud to partner with Special Olympics and especially the Leadership Academy. And part of this partnership is that we offer a variety of training in business, leadership, digital skills, and also technical training. We offer this content in 7 different languages and in multiple modalities. So quick, short videos, full courses, books, as well as audiobooks. So later today, you will receive an email that will have instructions on how to begin using Percipio, which is the platform that we will be using to house some of the training that you'll be doing for Leadership Academy in Boosts. And also feel free to browse outside of that and look at some of the other content available to you too. So I'm going to share my screen. Just give me 1 second. And hopefully you can see my login screen. Can everyone see the login screen?
Perfect, yep.
Excellent, thank you. So when you receive your credentials, you'll come to this page to log in. The first time you log in, you will be taken to a screen where it will ask you, pop up similar to this, and ask you what your interests are. So obviously we're all here today for the interest in leadership development, but there may be some other areas that might be important to you as well too. So feel free to select those. You can adjust these at any time, but it's just to allow the system to personalize your experience and give you the content that will be most relevant. So once we log in, again, that will be the onboarding process. You can go back here to change those at any point if you would like to. But I also wanted to spend a few minutes just showing you some of the functionality of the course player. So if we go into any of these courses, there are some functions in here that allow you to customize this. So it's a little bit more in line with what you would like, how you would like to consume the content. So we do have a quick rewind here in case you missed something and you just want to go back and quickly check. We also have closed captioning. There's the ability here in the settings as well to change the speed if you would like to increase the speed of the course or slow down the speed of the course. And then underneath the overview, the resource area, you can also download a copy of the course transcript. So for the Leadership Academy program, we do have all of the content in your journey in English. For anyone who is a Russian speaker though, you can come up here to the English dropdown and you will have the capability of changing to Russian. When you do that, it will flip the site and this journey over to Russian for you. And Lana has done a fabulous job of creating some custom assets in Russian to help you through the program. So I will stop there and pass it back to you, Lana.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I know that our leaders will be using the platform and will be getting just the teaser. It's really the course that we've built for you. It's only a taste of what Percipio is capable of. It does combine some of the custom material that we were able to upload or link, as well as the really top-notch Percipio material. So again, be on the lookout. The most important thing for you is to explore, be on the lookout for the login information. It should be coming out to you later today or early tomorrow. Once you log in, that course will be popped up right there on top on the landing page. Take a look, and as I said, we advise that you take it step by step. So every week you just log in at your own time, at your own pace, and watch the video or read an article. And for the Russian speakers, as part of the intro section, you will see a short video that I've recorded for you explaining how to watch some of the videos in Russian. So just one extra little step, but we're really excited that we were able, together with Sarah, to find a creative approach and a creative solution. So with that, we're moving wonderful right on time. And now I would like to, just give me 1 second as I'm juggling, just to, give me 1 moment, because as I'm introducing our wonderful next speaker, Rashim. There we go, should be back on your screens. Rashim, welcome to the Leadership Academy. It is my absolute pleasure to be closing on this high note with such a prominent speaker as Rashim. Rashim Mocha is an influencer, a thought leader, a best-selling author, a speaker, and a technology and business leader. Rashim is a prominent women in tech evangelist and a frequent speaker at global conferences. Her thoughts on leadership, innovation, women in technology, in enablement strategies have appeared in publications like Forbes, Association for Talent Development, and Thrive Global. So needless to say, we're so privileged together with the participants of this academy to be welcomed by you and to learn from you. So off to you, Rashim. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Lana. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. It always surprises me how everybody else can introduce me better than I can. Hi, everybody. I am Rashim Mogha, GM and business leader for for the leadership and business market at Skillsoft. And my pronouns are she and her. You know, when I do keynotes in front of a live audience, I have the privilege to actually see people's faces and see what the reactions are. So today I don't have that opportunity, but I have this wonderful platform called Zoom, where there are reactions and where there is chat that's available. So during these next 10 minutes, feel free to give me some reactions, post things on chat if things resonate with you, and share your own experiences as I go through this keynote. When I think about myself and what my passion is, it's about empowerment through enablement. My 20 years of journey across NIIT, VMware, Amazon Web Services, Oracle, Automation Anywhere, and now Skillsoft is based on this passion. But really what you see on the screen over here is just a little bit of portion of my journey. The journey that I often remember and feel good about. The big part of the journey is not here. In my journey, I've taken risks, and oh yes, I've failed miserably multiple times. I've also learned a lot. I've actually learned a lot from my failures more than my successes. And I have learned and I've come out stronger. But one thing that has actually stayed with me throughout this process is the ability to be agile and nimble. So when I was thinking about today and the key messages that I want to deliver this audience as part of this keynote, I thought it would be worthwhile to bring it together in terms of what businesses need to thrive today. What are they really looking for in their leaders? And then how to build a leadership acumen around that so that we can fast track our leadership career. And that's how we're going to start. So give me a thumbs up if that resonates with you. What businesses need to thrive today? I have been talking to business leaders across the globe. In the last 2.5 months, I have spoken to many, many business leaders. And the key terms that have emerged out of those conversations are culture, innovation, and agility. And when I ask these business leaders, what initiatives are you focusing on today to future-proof yourself? The key initiatives that come into conversations are digital transformation, diversity, and customer centricity. And to achieve these initiatives, the businesses are using the key assets, people, process, and technology. But really, the focus is on people because they are an organization's biggest asset. And when they combine with processes and technology, essentially what they do is they produce something which is so much more than their individual value. They produce the business value for the customers, and that value is of immense value to the customers. So when organizations start thinking about people, their outlook towards leadership has changed significantly. Today's organizations want everyone to be a leader, whether you are a leader of people, whether you are a leader of processes, or you are a leader of product and service that you deliver. And this is important because this was a life lesson for me. I thought I was a leader when I started off my career. I was a leader only when I had people under me and I was leading people. But there is so much more to leadership and individuals' leadership than just managing people. And it was critical in my journey to understand that difference between being a manager, being a people leader, and being a product and services leader. Now, there is a flip side to this. The reality is that leaders fail. There's data that shows that 50% of new leaders fail on the job, which leads to about 30% talent turnover and an 8% annual revenue loss. Now, these are big numbers that we are talking about. So you would ask me, Rashim, you know what? You're talking about businesses wanting everyone to be a leader, and then you're telling me leaders fail. So what do I do so that I am successful in my leadership journey, so that I can be the leader that contributes into the business initiatives of an organization? So when we started diving deep into why leaders fail, we realized that leaders don't fail because they don't have access to knowledge. They also do not fail because they don't understand the leadership concepts. Most leaders fail because they can't implement that knowledge that they have learned in a classroom setup in a real life scenario. And that's where the breaking point is. How do you build that ability? How do you build the confidence that you need to take that knowledge from a classroom into your real life scenario and build on that? So when we started diving deep into it, it basically came down to change management. And the model that fit best was the EDCAR model, which was actually designed by Jeffrey Hyatt in 2006 and is a bottoms-up approach to bringing change in people, in organizations, and also in society in general. And EDCAR is basically an abbreviation for the 5 outcomes of this model: awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, and reinforcement. So awareness that there is change that's happening and you need to be a part of it. Desire that you want to be a part of this change and you want to bring that change in yourself. Knowledge that you need to be successful. ability to use that knowledge in the real life scenario, and then reinforcement of that knowledge so that it becomes part of your DNA. And that's the critical piece. So now that we have an understanding of what businesses need to thrive, and we understand what they are expecting from their leaders, let me give you how you can take action and be successful and fast track your leadership career. Given that we have a limited amount of time today, I'm going to focus on 3 key aspects, which together are going to help you build a successful leadership career. Adopting a growth mindset combined with investing in yourself and then committing to continuous learning. So let's start unpacking a little bit of these. Adopting a growth mindset, what does that mean? Adopting a growth mindset simply means being open to change. It means being open to trying out new things. It means being open to taking risks. But what does it mean for leaders? For leaders, it also means building inclusive teams, building diverse teams that have difference in opinion, and giving them the psychological safety that they need to be successful. If I am always worried about how this failure is going to look in my performance review, I will never be able to focus on how to do things differently. I would never be able to focus on trying new things. I would go with the similar behaviors of when I have been successful, and that stops innovation. So as a leader, think about how you are not just building a growth mindset for yourself, but also for your teams. And this is critical. Before I leave this topic, I just want to highlight on one more thing. When you think about diversity, think about diverse experiences as well. Diversity is not just having different, people of color or people of different orientation or people of differently abled people in the room. It's also people with different experiences. And that's what is important. And that's why companies today are focusing on bringing people not just from different backgrounds, but also from different professional spheres into innovation centers. And that's important. Then combine that with investing in yourself. If your calendar looks anything like my calendar, you're probably running from one meeting to another without even taking a pause, without getting that sip of water that you need, without taking that bio break that you need sometimes, or without even thinking about, what is expected of me in these next 30 minutes that I'm going to jump on the call. So for me, I've realized that investing in myself becomes very, very critical. Taking that purposeful pause when my operational brain switches off and my creative brain kicks in, to be able to innovate, to be able to think about different solutions. So when I say invest in yourself, I mean building that schedule such that you have your ability to shut down your operations brain and give your creative brain a chance. It means taking care of yourself, whether it's meditation, whether it's walking and talking meetings. I know that my meetings moving forward, I think ever since I joined Skillsoft, my meetings are 25-minute meetings. I do not have 30-minute meetings on my calendar so that I get those 5 minutes. But then investing in yourself also means building your intellectual framework, building that network that will help you be successful. And this is where the importance of network comes in. We all have networks. I go to LinkedIn, I have somewhere around a few thousand connections, and I'm sure we all do. But how do we interact with those connections? How do we take that conversation forward? I have a bright idea. Do I have an intellectual platform where I can bounce off those ideas and see whether it's ready for innovation to take to the next step or not? So in this program, as this program is set up, there are opportunities for you to network with each other. So make sure that you leverage that and invest in building your network, because that network is going to be critical for your success. And then commit to continuous learning. In my 20 years of career, I don't think I've had the same job for more than 1 year, which means that I had to continuously reinvent myself. And to top it up, I've always been in cutting edge technology. So when virtualization was hot, I was with VMware. When cloud computing became hot, I was at AWS when bare metal started kicking in. It was Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. And then when automation became the key piece for businesses' success, I was at Automation Anywhere. So that has meant that I have to be on my toes. I have to learn technology. I have to learn how businesses work. And what has helped me is carving out 30 minutes every day religiously to commit to continuous learning. Because if we don't do that, we will be obsolete before we know. And that is not what our goal is. So commit to continuous learning, invest in yourself, adopt a growth mindset to fast track your leadership career. And here's to a successful leadership career. Go be great.
Wonderful. Wow. Virtual round of applause to Rashim. Thank you so much for such an inspiration, for setting us, for giving us those seeds of learning that we'll come back to those concepts throughout the next 6 weeks and beyond. So thank you so much. I love, I will be quoting you, Rashim, on the fact that if we don't commit to continuous learning, we're pretty much setting ourselves to become obsolete. So thank you so much. Just in the closing, in the last minute, I would love to just to reiterate a couple of next steps that our leaders will have to take in order to be set up fully for the successful learning experience, which started today. And we thank you for your attention, for your participation. You will receive an email today, later on today, outlining all the key concepts that we discussed today, the Academy agenda and all of the technology pieces that we have outlined. We ask you to please, those 25% of you who do not have Microsoft Teams, to download it. I will be using your email addresses that I have on file that I guess you submitted to Mo to create the team, and that's where we will start interacting and kind of coming back to some of those concepts that our great speakers have introduced us to. Absolutely be on the lookout to Percipio, link to log in. And if you could please dedicate some time, I guess tomorrow morning, to make sure that you're all set up, because tomorrow from 11:30 GMT until 12:30 GMT, I will share that in the email. I'll be offering Academy office hours. That's if you want to, it's absolutely optional. If you're clear about everything, if you have the teams, logged into Percipio, everything is set, then that's your hour to do whatever you need. Otherwise, if you're struggling, if you want to talk about content, about technology, anything, please join at any point within that hour. I will share the link. I hope you feel excited for our first session, which will take place this Wednesday. Again, it'll be all at set time, all of the sessions moving forward. And in the course of that session, we will be discussing what growth mindset looks like, what differs it from fixed mindset, and how adopting growth mindset will set you up to be great leaders. Thank you all so much. Again, want to be diligent with our time. I know you have busy schedules. I really appreciate everything that you're already doing for the organization, for all your leadership. And I'm really excited to only enhancing and learning from you. So take care all, and we will be back in touch on Wednesday. Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.